Aloy, I'm glad we can do this together. The Grimhorns we're looking for should be just to the north.
Let's go get those control cores.
Thank you again for helping me. If this works, if we can heal the land gods, it will end a generation of suffering for my people.
How do you think Fane and the chorus will take it? They seem to think the tribe's extinction is inevitable.
I've had my disagreements with them, but I'd like to see they'll be happy to be wrong on this.
Frost Ammo could help here. There. The Grimhorns.
And they're not alone.
We'll just have to be smart about this.
I'll follow your lead.
Done.
We did it! You okay?
A bit winded, but I'll be alright.
I'll grab the course.
Be my guest.
This'll be in my stash when I need it.
got the control cores? I can take them from here.
Two control cores, as requested.
Thank you. Gaia showed me a way to scan them and take what we need to update the reboot code. I'll head back to base and get started. When I was a child, there was always enough to eat. The land gods provided for us, and every season we celebrated them. My happiest memories come from those times. Do you really think we can bring them back?
We'll make it happen.
Thank you, Aloy.
So we'll probably need some time to sort through those cores. I should do something else in the meantime.
¡Gorda! ¡Ay, baby! Un besito, ¡mua! 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 ¿Y por qué mami no lo coge? ¡Gorda! ¿Qué?
Ella estaba hablando conmigo, el amigo.
Yo lo estoy llamando a ver si lo coge. ¡Gorda! ¿Qué chuache? ¿Qué chuache?
Dile jugando con mi primito.
Ella no lo coge ahora, ¿y qué? ¡Gorda! ¡Gorda!
Dile adiós. Dile adiós, mamá. Déjala dar. Bueno, tú estás callada.
No, aquí jugando.
Y te pegaste.
¡Gorda!
Vamos, que te
Baby, baby.
¿Quiere beso? ¿Quiere beso? ¿Quiere un beso? Ay, 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 ay. Ay, cuando ve que ella. ¿Quiere un beso así? Mira, tira así beso.
Un beso, un beso.
Está pendiente a esto, ¿Quiere abrir?
Un beso, un beso.
Bye, bye.
Bye, bye. Bye, bye. Está pasada ella. ¿Eh?
Y la deja nosotros, tú.
No, yo no, ya a mí se me quitó ya la regla. ¡Gorda!
¿Y tú compraste la computadora, Ricky?
Sí, yo puedo estar la computadora, mami.
Oye, ahí tú ves todo.
Yo tengo una computadora para los ojos, mami. Yo no juego a la televisión ya. Tú no ves, mira.
Está heavy.
Esta computadora tiene integrado cuidado de los ojos y brillo automático.
Qué bueno.
¡Gorda! ¡Mua! ¡Mua!
¿Cuántos años?
Uno. Fuck you, dile fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. ¿Y qué hace, mami?
Yo voy a comer ahora lo que arenque con la guisada y ensalada.
¿Cómo así, loco de arengle?
Está frío afuera, está frío con la carrojita.
Sí, porque estaba nevando hoy, imagínate, tiene que estar frío.
Ya tú sabes.
No, yo comí ahora, estoy reposando. Y ya después de ahí, lo que hace es lo que estoy jugando ahora.
Ricky, te voy a hacer costillas a barbecue cuando apoyo y costilla, voy a hacer eso.
¿Qué?
Te voy a hacer la costilla y más pollo que hay, más mulo. Una funda entera de 30 piezas ahí.
No, pero no tanto mulo, mami, me echaste mucho mulo.
Es que uno... Ay, yo...
The core distracts me.
Sí, pero demasiado mulo.
Pero está bien, se puede comer con totones, se puede comer con mangú, de papa, de plátano, tú quieras, no tiene que ser con arroz.
No, también.
Need of a quick refuge.
¡Gorda!
There's an ancient tunnel north of here that machines tend to avoid.
Mira eso,
I scouted it many times trying
Súbete,
to find a way
súbete.
further in, but the way is blocked. Whatever the tin had in there, they kept it locked away.
Thanks for letting me know. Ancient tunnel, huh? Might be a good idea to take a look around if I'm in the area.
Esta muchacha no va a ser fácil, Dios mío. ¡Gorda! Ay, mi madre. Ah, pues hablamos ahora, mami. Déjame descansar un poco. Yo lo llamo ahorita. Déjame descansar un poco aquí. A lo que voy a tener trabajo.
Está bien, hablamos ahorita.
Dale, hermano.
Thought I heard you come in.
Now that you have those control cores, are you ready to reboot the land gods in Plainsong?
Not yet. Gaia told me the reboot code has to be altered using data from the cores. She updated my focus with software to accomplish this task, but apparently it's very complicated. It'll take time.
Well, let me know if you need any help.
I will.
I should get going.
May you honor...
Welcome back, Aloy. I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it. I'm back, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy. What would you...
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's... not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true, she overestimated our However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She...
How's Catalo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply In an effort to remedy this, I have discussed a potential solution with... I believe he will want to fill you in on the details.
A solution? I'll check in with him when I can, then. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their... However, due to Zoe's perseverance, we may have a workaround.
Yeah, she filled me in. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as... She appreciated the similarities with and encouraged Varl to try out them.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus. After an addition,
What did he do?
he unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to, amongst a number of Oseram curses. I believe he is given repeated assurances that if...
Well, good thing we have a lot of... So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entry. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, had humans received their education from the Apollo date, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions out...
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time.
That would have been quite a sight.
It may still be possible should you find and reconnect the cameras to this room's console.
I'll keep a lookout. So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia... It used to be a Pharaoh research facility.
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced compute. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh.
Guess it wasn't enough to build automated kill. He wanted viruses to infect them with. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn. It was created to oversee operations for... and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from an effort by its creators to protect it from...
Any chance it could help us?
I have already attempted contact. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside net, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with... However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable land.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess...
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to levels in the clawback era of the...
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders.
During the Pharaoh Plague, the U.S. military resumed the use of human as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted. When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose...
Even still, water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on, just waiting for someone to come along. Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came on, we exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend?
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia. So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievement. I owe everything to their debt.
I'll be off.
Farewell.
Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
Mira cómo están los paquetes ahí, Unicef.
Hasta de 500 de ladrón.
Bien. Hoy tu franco, ¿verdad?
¿Qué falta?
Claro,
¿Qué? Vámonos.
yo estoy claro. Dale, padre, está bien, pellizcate.
I came down here to check on her.
Está por aquí.
Then we started talking. Right, Beta?
Espérate.
She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus. We're studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her. At the Hades proving.
Go on.
On your way to Earth. The Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors. And promised.
Mira cómo están los paquetes ahí, Unicef.
Hasta de 500 de ladrón.
Hoy tu franco, ¿verdad?
¿Qué falta?
Claro,
¿Qué? Vámonos.
yo estoy claro. Dale, padre, está bien, pellizcate.
Tilda was waiting for me. In a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
What else can you tell us about Tilda? She liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses. You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training. Toiling away. Alone. So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see white caps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And dogs crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings. Changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she loved. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. Did it interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface.
Hay una gran fiesta, Prestige, Long Island. Invita a la chamba, la más dura ya. Que te da a conocer el mundo de los arcoíris. Ay, chami, chami. Vamos para esa fiesta con dos poetas. Ya tú sabes, encantadores. Ay, esos buenos me van a encantar.
Any information about them was redacted. So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't, okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is.
When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters.
Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
Use a drink.
Aloy.
Yeah, everything's...
Well, okay.
You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of... I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, not much like there, but like images put together to tell us. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram-like shows.
I guess you know...
Yeah, I thought...
Yeah. It seems like you're...
Yeah, it's been helpful when I could make sense of it. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew, only they let machines. They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw... that's half the fun. Now, you won't see me letting a robot serve...
How are things going around here?
You tell me. Varl's new girlfriend tried to kill me.
What did you do?
I made one joke about how they, eat grass. How does anyone fight with nothing but trees?
From the looks of it.
Yeah, well...
Just... Are you playing that board game I keep...
Oh, you mean Strike? Yeah, I'm just trying to help take my mind out. Yeah, it's a Tanakh game. I thought about playing...
I think you're safe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do I smell?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought... Besides, there is nothing that brings... That's what my...
Maybe another time. I should...
Back to...
Hey.
Of course.
You brought up Rost before. He was all I had. When Hades discovered who I was and sent the eclipse out, he sacrificed himself, so that seems like ages ago. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin. The sacred lands were all he... So I can't let myself dwell on him.
I understand. Sometimes when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back.
I know. But for now, the mission...
Fair enough.
It's hard to believe we're dealing with the originals. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years.
To live on for so long, it doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding. Any chance we can use...
Sylens made sure that wasn't enough.
Why would he build something to hurt Far Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. What do you make of this Tilda that Beta was talking about?
Well, the way she described... I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's... But whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it. If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the...
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in...
Maybe. How's training?
Discovering something new about our past. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Umbrella. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew versus everything I know now.
The change is hard, but it gets easier. You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zenith. To think someone would... Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have to stop them. I should get back.
We'll be here.
Aloy.
Hey.
I am well. Varl told me Beta's having a hard time. I wish there was something I could do to...
I'm not sure any of it.
A tree won't bear fruit in a day.
The Zenith did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life. I've never heard of anything. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
Found anything else combing through that?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used as inspiration for her machine. Her memory honors them.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data museum. From what I get, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see, like you've done here. Maybe one day, more people will be able to use this.
That sounds... Are you guys training with air?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut.
I've been told. Please tell me you weren't being serious.
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf, laughed at the idea of us simple Before I knew it, the man is slow, but don't look so worried. Next time he
Just try not to kill him.
Injuring his...
Is there anything I can help with? Are you okay?
You and Varl have been...
I like to think so.
I was wondering... What do you know?
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but... I know...
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh.
I see. That must have been hard on him. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sono...
I'd like to see her.
I should get going.
Good luck.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Huh. The door's unlocked now. Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful war map.
Mind if we have a word?
Of course not.
You said you were training with...
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zeniths. They are faster and more agile than... How many do the Zeniths...
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Must be strange, seeing everything through...
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've...
What do you think of this place? It must take...
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility, though it could use some more...
Duly noted. Getting ether out of the grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is... For it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
I heard my friend Talana came by the base.
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tanakh territory with... She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her.
She'll be...
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
Have you had a chance to speak?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troop. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, they managed to push the Karja from...
I thought my tribe was the only one to...
Does it still hurt?
I try not to think about it. But its absence, it's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand.
Then you have my thanks.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out...
That stuff's as bitter as...
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind. I should get going.
If I can...
I will. There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, Control Center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
¿En cuánto ya programaste eso con una gente para rentarlo de arriba?
Vienen ni que mañana, cualquier vaina.
¿Y en qué cuánto tú te estás rentando eso?
En 750.
¿Y tiene acceso a que la persona que se mude ahí?
A todo.
¿Tú estás ahí arriba?
Sí, yo estoy aquí, pero estoy haciendo algo ahora.
A ver, un primo mío te lo iba a subir para allá arriba para que lo viera en la habitación.
Ay, que él está cerrada la habitación. Tiene que venir mañana o el domingo, que está abierta.
¿Tú no tienes llave, maricón? Él lo va a venir a ver.
No, no tengo la llave. Creía que esta era la llave, pero tengo la llave de ahí abajo,
Está todo, dale.
Pero yo yo te mandé la foto. Yo no te mandé la foto.
Mándamela, tú no me has mandado nada.
Tato.
Dale.
Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your companions thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them. My old spear. Rust helped me make it. When I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now. I know Varl meant well bringing up Rost. I guess it's hard to talk about. With everything going on, it feels easier to set those memories aside. At least for now. I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe. Veda's been difficult to figure out. She's just so closed off. I get that the Zeniths were cruel to her, that the one called Tilda abandoned her, but I can't get her out of her shell. I don't know. Maybe nothing can. This is the rite of passage that Vishav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home. When I met Hikaru, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord. Vishav was right. Hikaru wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how those Tanoks died. Oh, these wounds. The Tanoks died fighting something. But what? My focus might show me more. Something ripped through this tree. Whatever killed those Tanoks was powerful. A fishing trap. It looks like the Tanoks kicked it over when they got here. Pack's full, but my stash has room.
Hey, Aloy. I paid a visit to your showman buddies down in Vegas, where you picked up the side. It really spruced up the place. I guess they're calling it Hidden Emperor now. I think they could use your help with a few things, too.
Thanks, Aaron. I'll try to pay them a visit when I can.
May your enemies fall.
Thornmarsh. Quite a sight, isn't it? Never thought I'd find myself this deep in Tanakh territory.
Have you run into any trouble?
I've been keeping my head down. Had to duck into the swamps a couple of times to avoid Tanakh patrols.
Well, I'm here now, so spill it. Who is Amatis, really?
Like I said before, he helped me put a stop to a hunter-killer machine out in the wilds. At first, he thought I was just another hunter from the lodge who only cared about the biggest machine trophy. And I thought he was just a grouchy hermit living in the woods. But then, he trusted me with the truth. Told me how the Red Raids took everything from him. Seeing that side of him, I don't know, changed things.
You love him, don't you?
I think I might, yeah.
Then why did you part ways?
When he told me how he failed to save the woman from his past, I told him how I made peace with my father and brother's deaths. He realized he needed to do the same on his own.
Wait. When we searched that Red Raid's battlefield together, you said he'd lost someone close to him there. I thought you meant a fellow soldier.
Who she was. Women aren't allowed to serve in the Kaja army, but Nessa disguised herself so she could. Amatis kept her secret. When he left to come out west, he promised he'd send word that he was all right, but his letter never came.
So you set out to find him.
And when we do, I'll have words for him for leading us on this wild goose chase.
Well, at least I kind of understand now. Amadis thought Nessa died on the battlefield. But when he learned that the Tenaks took prisoners back west, he kept going. So I guess now we find this prison, the Rot.
I did some scouting while I was waiting. I think I might have found the way.
Lead on then. Do you think Nessa might still be alive?
I doubt it. Any Carja prisoners from the Red Raids would have been killed or returned home by now.
Then what's Amadis after?
I think he just needs to know.
Over here, you flaming hunk of scrap.
That's him.
That fire pod's right over here.
Come on.
Got you. Talana?
We've got your back.
Not now. Help! The hoplites are trapped. You can dodge my arrow.
Must be your Nora friend, Aloy?
Yeah.
You're as fierce a fighter as ever.
And you're still adept with your traps.
Talana,
You were supposed to let me know you were okay.
I was going to send the message right after I crossed into the desert with an Oseram caravan. But when it became clear that the tunnel had collapsed behind us, I figured the only thing I could do was press on. Seeing as you found a way out here, however, clearly I was wrong. I'm sorry. The last thing I wanted was to worry you.
So, you must be Amadis.
And you must be Aloy. Talana's told me a lot about you. And I guess you must know about me.
A little. We know you're headed for the Rot.
A clue. Or a shred of one. Anything about Nessa's fate. Maybe she died on the battlefield, or maybe she wasted away in that prison.
Talana told me about you and Nessa during the Red Raids. That you kept her secret.
We were both assigned to the Southern Spear Division. Our orders were to push into Tenakth territory. She was proud to serve the Sundan, but as the atrocities mounted, we both saw the raids for...
And the two of you grew close?
We did what we could to protect innocent. It felt like we were the only ones who objected to this. And yes, until the Battle of the Burning Blooms.
What happened at the Battle of the Burning?
I had intel that the Tenakth forces were greater than we had anticipated. I tried to convince my commander to halt the attack. He was a drunken lout. And when I threatened to reveal his incompetence to Carja High Command, he pulled a knife on me. So I...
In self-defense.
It was still murder. I was condemned. But I thought at least I could still save. I was too late. By the time I got to the fields were already burning. What's more, the commander I had killed was from a powerful note. They put a bounty on my head.
The Red Raids are long over. Sun King Avad would pardon you if he knew...
The Sun...
A pardon from Avad won't stop bounty hunters.
So, you and... Sounds like the two of you had an adventure.
Claw Striders, a hunter-killer, mercenaries, a shell snapper.
A scruffy hermit in the woods, certainly.
That was foolish of him. And
Well, we're here now.
I can't ask you to come with me. I feel bad enough you've come.
I didn't come all this way just to leave you now. We'll see this through together.
I know better than to try to come then. The rot's along the shore, but we'll have to stick to the woods to avoid being seen. We'll wait here. There it is. The rot.
Those are Regala's rebels. They're waging civil war against the rest of the Tenakth. They must have taken over the prison.
Then they would have killed any of the guards. They were my last hope of finding out if Nessa was there.
Maybe not. There might still be some clue inside.
Even after all this time?
Aloy can see much more than you or I.
And let's do it. Any scrap of hope is better than nothing.
We'll have to find another way in. The front gate looks impenetrable.
And there's no way we're scaling those walls.
You two stay here. I'll see if I can find another way in and get that gate open. I should check around the sides. Might be a way in from the water. Gotta get to the main gate to let Talana and the Madison.
Anything you're complaining about today?
Too many whiners in the ranks. They need discipline.
Any sign of the enemy?
What do you have to report?
Gotta stay sharp. Don't want to let my squad down. No fresh-faced marshal can stand against you. No way.
What's the word?
My blade's always ready for a fight.
Whoa!
Search, but don't take them on alone. We found nothing. So let's go back. Anyone here?
Can't stand all the complaining. No war ever goes as planned.
Come on. The gate's open. Let's go.
We've got your back, Aylor.
Let's find that hostile. I'm on her!
Now the fun starts.
Get her attention! Engage that target! Fight me! This'll hurt! I'm just done! This ammo
I got you covered. Take this ammo. Great shot! Bet I can strike quicker than you.
No! We'd better search. I'll come with you.
I've got you in my sight.
Oh no! Oh, get her from me! Oh no! End of the line, Outlanders.
That device is gonna call a machine. All right. I think that's the end of it.
Here. Door's locked, but that last rebel had it.
Freed by Karja. Have we not been humiliated enough?
It's not their fault you were locked up in your own prison.
I'm looking for information about a Karja. So she might have been a prisoner here 5 years back.
The Karja Nessa was here. I killed her myself.
Nessa?
I'll handle this. Go secure the grounds.
It's you, isn't it? Nessa, how?
It's
Why?
Rataka.
Let me get this straight. You were Nessa. You were brought here.
The Karja forbid women from military service. I lived my life pretending, ashamed of who I really was. But the Tenakth measure a soldier only by their strength and resolve. So I took my place among them.
Nessa. Rataka. I've mourned you for 5 years. Why didn't you let me know you...
I had a new life. I wasn't going back. Not even for you.
The way Amadis talked about your time together, I thought you'd still care about him.
It was 5 years ago.
I didn't abandon you. Before the battle, I tried to get G'daiah to call off it. Of course, he didn't listen.
Then he got what he deserved.
I ran for the battlefield to find you. But you were already gone.
I didn't know. I mourned you, and then I moved.
If you were brought here as a prisoner, how did you become Tenakth?
I knew it was only a matter of time before the Tenakth killed me and the others who were held captive. But one day, one of their soldiers stopped in front of my... asked how a woman had ended up fighting for the Mad Sun King. As he spoke, I realized he was once Karja.
Fashav.
I heard how he fell at the embassy. He deserved a better... The other prisoners he condemned, but he convinced the Tenakth to let me fight for my life. I won through blood and blade. I became Rataka, and never looked back.
You were willing to wear a disguise so that you could serve in the Karja army. Do you miss being Karja at all?
No. The Red Raids showed me there was no honor in fighting for the Karja. And when my comrades and I were brought here, we knew no one would ever come for us.
I would have.
It's better this way. Beneath my Karja armor, I found I had the blood of a Tenakth.
So if you became Tenakth, how did you end up as a prisoner here?
My squad was ordered to retake the Rot from Regala's rebels.
Considering how much Regala seems to hate the Karja, I'm surprised her rebels like...
You're right. I'd be dead if they knew. But few Tenakths remember who...
What will you do now?
You've taken back the Rot. My squad will ensure it stays that way.
So this is it? After everything we've been through, this is goodbye?
It has to be. My place will always be here, and yours is back east. I'm sorry that you've suffered. You deserve better than how the last 5 years have treated you. I'll make sure you're granted safe passage out of the lowland. Consider it Nessa's final farewell.
At least now you know the truth.
Somehow it hurts worse. You must think I'm an idiot.
No, I just think you have a lot to figure out. I'll take you back east to the Sundom. After that, I don't know.
Talana, I understand. I'm sorry it came to this.
Me too. Give me an Aloy a moment.
Are you alright?
To be honest, no.
What's going to happen between...
I'm not sure. He clearly has a lot more feelings to sort, and I won't be anyone's second choice. I want you to have this. No hog could ask for...
So, I guess this is it then. You're heading back east.
I think I'll hang around Barren Light for a while, before returning to Meridian. If you find yourself back that way, look for me there.
I will. Maybe I should check in with her the next time I'm at Barren Light. Seems like she could use a shoulder to lean on. That must be the entrance to the Valley of the Fallen. Marshal Evira should be around here somewhere. There's Marshal Evira, with one of the missing Tanakh.
But, Dad!
Marshal Evira, I heard you were sent to rescue some Tanakh who went into the valley. I'm guessing you must be one of them.
They didn't make it.
I had to fight off several machines just to get Kanala out. The valley was closed months ago for good reason. Machines have gathered in number, as if they're drawn there by... Not to mention the strange glowing lights off the...
The valley is cursed, we never...
Evira, you were one of the challengers at the Korut. The one who fired the ballista at the Slitherfang.
And you're the champion who defeated it. Saved the chief's life. Revealed the truth of the vision.
I was just doing what I could to help.
You made quite an impression that day. And despite the carnage, it was the best day of my life. I became a marshal. Bore witness to the vision of...
You said there are strange lights.
From an island to the south. They appeared one day out of the... around the same time the machine... There have also been reports of a streak of light that rises and falls in the sky.
I saw it on the 4th. A flame that climbed in the sky until it disappeared among the stars.
Is there any way to get to the island?
No. The currents between the island and the shore are too...
Oh, it's on an island.
Don't know what any of that's about, but...
If the valley's been off limits for months...
We wanted to run the trial.
The valley is a great test for Lowland. Survive for 10 days and nights. Take down any machine that's...
Dax had a plan. We'd hunt down each machine one by one, until we cleared the valley. But we got separated from Iveka after the 3rd day, and machines cut us off from both. By the time Marshal Evira found us, we were wounded, and more machines attacked us as we made... Dax was right behind us, but we couldn't run fast.
A lot of machines in one place. I better look into it. See if I can put...
Then I'll come with you.
No. Better let me take a look first.
I guess if you insist. Once you're in the valley, head for the Great Falls and the cliff south of the Metal Devil. The machines seem attracted to those sites.
Got it.
We'll rest here a while more, then head for the medic in Falls Edge. Strike true as the 10, Aloy.
Something's attracting machines into the valley. Sounds like some kind of lure.